All right, welcome to episode 26, the Shark episode. We're going to talk about The Meg 2, the movie that critics were shitting all over, but did I like it? Stick around. And Black Demon, the other version of the other movie that's like it, but it's the lower quality version of it, the shitty CGI version of it, the I want to fucking blow my brains out version of it, the Black Demon. We're gonna talk about that, and we're gonna talk about Wolf Garden, because fuck it, why not? Werewolves, sharks, they're the same thing, right? I don't know. Monsters, it's a monsters episode. So yeah, those three movies, and I'm going to rank the Sharknado franchise. 6 of these movies for some reason, and they kept shitting these movies out year after year for 6 years straight, as if life wasn't hard enough. And so yeah, I'm gonna review those movies. Review more like pull my pants down and take a Mongo shit all over it, Mongo size, whatever. I'm going to fucking shit all over them. I hate these movies; they're terrible. Fuck them. As Tom Atkins would say, fuck them. So yeah, and then I'm gonna quiz you guys on Jaws trivia for Jaws instead of talking about horror news, because I got nothing else to talk about. There's nothing, no updates, nothing that I want to talk about in regards to horror news. So let's just jump right into the Jaws trivia. 20 questions. Let's see how many you get right. Let me know in the comments below how many you got right, if you dare. All right, question 1. Which real island in Massachusetts was used for the fictional Amity Island in Jaws? Question 2. Which type of shark is caught by a group of fishermen who believe they have caught the killer shark? Question 3. What was the nickname used for the mechanical shark during the production of Jaws? Question 4. Which song does Quint start singing after seeing Hooper's anti-shark cage? Question 5. Who does Chief Brody say, "That's some bad hat, blank"? Question 6. What is the name of the ship that Quint says he was on board when in sank in what? What? That is a weirdly put together sentence. What's the name of the ship? Fuck it. That sentence is really weird. I don't know. Shark infested waters, 1945. Whatever. Question 7. Finish Quint's line after he declares that he'll kill the shark for $10,000. Quote, "For that, you get the head, the tail, blank." And they do a different version of that line, and Jason goes to hell. Can you name that? Can you finish that one? Number 8. This is a quote. "It is as if God created the devil and gave him ... Jaws." Are words from what? Are they from? Multiple choice. The original theatrical trailer, the original theatrical poster, or from the Jaws novel? Question 9. How does Quint describe the eyes of a shark? Does he say doll's eyes, demon's eyes, or devil's eyes? The blackest eyes. That sounds like a Donald Loomis thing when he talks. That line from Quint. Number 10. Originally, the Jaws producers wanted the third movie to be a spoof called Jaws 3 / People 0. True or false? That sounds ridiculous. Which character, question 11, in parentheses, who has appeared in every Jaws movie, is killed at the beginning of Jaws the Revenge? So which character is killed in Jaws the Revenge? Who's been in all of them? Question 12. Who famously said of Jaws the Revenge, quote, "I have never seen it, but by all accounts it is terrible. However, I have seen the house that it built, and it is terrific." Question 13. Which Jaws film is the following review in Halliwell's Film Guide for? All right, so here's the review. Despite genuinely and frightening sequences, it is a slackly narrated and sometimes flatly handled thriller with an overabundance of dialogue. So which Jaws film had this review for it? Probably the first one. It's probably going to be not the answer you're expecting. I wonder what critic shit all over Jaws, and then when Jaws blew up and became like the first blockbuster movie, they quickly were like, "Shit, take that review back, bury it, no one can see it. And then they were like, I love it, because they want to fit in. Question 14. Which film beat Jaws at the 1976 Academy Awards to win the Oscar for Best Picture? Was it Barry Lyndon, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Dog Day Afternoon, or Nashville? Which film beat Jaws? There was a film that beat Jaws? What is the name of the new attraction at the SeaWorld featured in Jaws 3D? Question 16. Which Jaws movie am I describing? There is a great white shark. That's all of them. A pilot, a funeral, a junk anew festival, and a banana boat. 17. Where do the characters swim to at the end of Jaws 2 to avoid being attacked by the shark? Question 18. We're almost done. What are Chief Brody's final words to the shark before it bites into the power cable in Jaws 2? Question 19. Which Jaws-inspired horror movie features characters with the surnames Kittner and Watkins? Final question. At the end of Jaws, how does Hooper respond when Brody says, I used to hate the water? So, I probably would have gotten at least half of those. How about you guys? All right, so let's jump into, let's get into these reviews, I guess. Actually, you know what? Fuck that. I already got Sharknado pulled up, so let's talk about Sharknado, this terrible franchise. Ranking them from worst to worst. Number 6, Sharknado, the fucking last one. The last Sharknado, it's about goddamn time. That's what it should have been called. Not It's About Time. All right, so do I even need to read a plot synopsis? Here's what they're all about. Stupid shit, sharks in a tornado, people, hitting them like they're 2 pounds and they just fly away. I mean, this whole series makes no sense at all. It's so dumb. And not in a fun way. That's the thing. Here's what I'll say about the whole series right now. This series, it knows it's stupid and ridiculous, but yet somehow fails to be entertaining while embracing that stupidity. Like, every joke they try to crack, every fucking, action sequence, it's so poorly done. Nothing is funny at all. Nothing. Every lame-ass pun can go fuck itself in this series. Nothing I thought was funny. It was dreadful beginning to end, all of them. So, Dolph Lundgren was recast in part 6. Not surprised that he didn't come back for another one. Not more than a minute in, and I'm already rolling my eyes at the stupid writing. Time travel rule makes no fucking sense. Inevitable Back to the Future references because it's the time travel one, so they're going to hit you over the head with 1,000 Back to the Future jokes and references. Riding pterodactyls? Yeah, that's what happens in this one. They start riding dinosaurs. The Meg 2 seemed to tore a page from this one in some way. You get a transvestite character in the 1300s. I'm just writing down random shit that I saw in the movie. Fire-breathing sharks. I'm gonna need a bigger chainsaw. Oh, so funny. Excalibur sword looks like a chainsaw. For some reason, Brian becomes a black woman after going through a time portal, but nobody else changes their sex and race, but just him for some freaking reason. Dee Snider and Murray from Impractical Jokers have a cameo in this, and that's the whole series for you. Cameo. Like, oh, look, this person for some reason decided to join. Like, are they doing these movies because they actually like them? I hope not. Like, who likes this stuff? Like, if you like these movies, let me know why. All right, I need to know what the hell the appeal is, because, like I said, nothing is funny. Nothing about these movies is funny. They ride the train in the Old West, like Back to the Future 3. Robot sharks in April clone. CGI mess finale. But that's the whole fucking series for you. Tara Reid's evil laugh hurts my ears. Great White swims 88 miles per hour. In real life, they only swim up to 35, so that's not realistic. But then again, what the fuck is realistic in this series? See Gilbert Gottfried one more time in this. He's in a couple of other ones, but we get to see him one last time in this as a different character. Tries to have a serious, sad moment with Nova wanting to save her grandpa. Can't take anything serious. All right, number 5. Number 5 is number 5. Sharknado 5, Global Swarming. Indiana Jones Open, under the Stonehenge from Halloween 3. London setting, Slaughtered Lamb Pub, homage to American Werewolf in London. Finn saves the Queen while riding a shark through the air. Does that a lot in this series. Bret Michaels gets hit by a bus and plays guitar right after he gets hit by a bus. He gets like glued to the front of the bus and he starts playing his guitar. Never mind the fact that I just got hit by a bus. Let's start playing guitar. And another animated credit sequence introduces teleporting tornadoes. Whatever. This series loves relying on real news anchors for all the exposition and scene transitions. Make America Great Again is said by Finn. And Gerardo Rivera shows up and he plays this Hindenburg pilot and doctor character, and he gets killed a minute later. Shark beheaded by a dinner plate. That's movie logic. Teleport literally to Australia. Finally, sharks in water. Something that you would expect doesn't happen rarely in this series, but finally we get to see sharks swimming in the water. I officially want Finn dead. His dad jokes are that bad. Some of the scenes seem edited out of order. And a Japanese woman throws a Pokemon ball at the mutated Sharknado in Japan. Because, what else are you going to do? Just throw the fucking Pokeball. Maybe that'll do something. Finn's family is dead in Nova by the end. But why was Hasselhoff not in this? Probably because he was drunk eating a cheeseburger somewhere. Dolph Lundgren plays Finn's future son, who created a time machine out of an army truck. Back to the Future jokes start, and the font from Back to the Future is used in this. I already want to slip my wrist talking about this shit. All right, Sharknado 2. All right, the second one. That's the subtitle. How funny, how clever. This one's set in New York. No Matt or Nova. CGI plane is terrible. Characters wrote a book about the events in part 1. That seems to be in every movie nowadays. Whenever there's a sequel, they gotta write a book about what happened in part 1. Laurie Strode, Dr. Loomis, anybody? How did purple hair flight stewardess not know who the author was? That was bullshit. That's just my first problem of 1,000 problems in this movie. Opening is an homage to the Twilight Zone. Tara Reid loses left hand like Ash, and then she gets like a chainsaw hand, right? Or something like that. Corny, unfunny dialogue. That's all 6 movies, really. Yeah, a lot of this shit, I watch these movies in order. So it's like a lot of the things I was writing about, like the second movie later on, I was like, well, shit, I can say that about this movie. That applies to all of them. The cabbie character was the best character. Frogger moment. Jumps on sharks like they're the backs of alligators. And what else? Random celebrity cameos. Again, that's applied to all of them. Random celebrities show up. Jared from Subway shows up. Probably kicks a foot-long sub into a fucking shark's mouth at some point. Chainsaws the shark. No blood on it afterwards. What the fuck? Sharknado song plays twice. Finn rides a shark in the air like he's Aquaman and lands on a skyscraper needle. How fucking stupid. And what else? Nothing. Moving on. Number 3, Sharknado 4. The Fourth Awakens. Star Wars joke, anybody? You get it? Acting seems to have gotten worse. Wants to be a later Fast and Furious movie. This one looks the best, though. Very slick and colorful lighting. Las Vegas opening 5 years later. Far less on-screen kills and no gore. That's pretty much every single one of these movies. No gore. And if you get gore, it's CGI. So terrible, you wish there wasn't gore. Finn surfs a car down a tornado, because, that's possible. Animated credits sequence, like 3. And the theme song comes back. Sharknado. Opens with the Star Wars text crawl. Of course it does. April's dad is Gary Busey. Terminator and Wizard of Oz jokes every fucking second. 2 Texas Chainsaw Massacre actors are in this and make some cringy TCM jokes. Son thinks his mom is a shark. Why? Why does he think his mom is the shark? Exploding nuclear sharks. Eye patch news anchor. Family thinks April is dead, and April thinks family is dead. Okay, that's weird. Finn has mechanical weapon suit like something Injun would design. If you don't know who Injun is, that's a character in Crash Bandicoot. Finn, I already read that. Family members get swallowed by a shark, but rescued almost instantly. So this movie takes no risk. This franchise is almost as bad as the Scream franchise. They can't kill anybody, and if they do, in a different movie, they bring them back, like Kirby. They're alive again. Who would have thought? Jesus Christ. Sand, fire, electric, and cow tornadoes. Extremely cheesy dialogue. Finn lives in Kansas, and Matt returns. Oh my gosh. Number 2, the original Sharknado. I didn't even rewatch this movie. I saw this movie way back when, and then when I finally watched the rest of the series, I decided to skip part 1, and I just watched 2 through 6, so I don't even remember what my thoughts are on this movie, but I figured I'd put it at number 2 because it did it first. It's the original, so I'm just going to give it extra points, I guess, and put it at number 2, but it's the same shit, but smaller scale, less ridiculous, but CGI just as terrible as ever. Oh, fuck me. Number 1, Sharknado 3. Oh, hell no. That's the subtitle. Finn is officially a celebrity. James Bond title card. Set in DC and Orlando studios. And that's what makes this number 1, was just the fact that I like the setting. And I've been there, so it was very recognizable. All the rides, I've been on them. So I was like, oh, cool. But that's it. That's all. That's the only thing that made me smile, was like seeing the roller coasters and knowing that I was there. Mark Cuban is the president, and Coulter is the vice president. More random celebrity cameos. Golden Chainsaw Trophy is a real chainsaw. Shark explodes when shot. Okay. What is he, a boomer? What the fuck? Shark explodes. I already said that. Fuck. Animated title sequence, the first one to do it. Same Sharknado theme song, some scenes poorly stitched together. Nova and Finn both somehow lose clothes in their jet crash to show off their bodies. That's the only reason why. Makes great use of the Universal Studios setting. They actually get to ride all the rides, and the sharks are on all the rides with the people eating them. Finn's dad is David Hasselhoff. A mascara shotgun? I don't even know what the fuck that means. But there's a mascara shotgun? How Billy gets killed felt so forced and makes no sense what he was doing. Has probably the most heart and emotion in the whole series. Sharks in space. So this one should have been The Fourth Awakens. There's sharks in space. Chainsaw lightsaber. So I guess this is what made them want to do Fourth Awakens. April gives quickest birth while riding back into Earth inside a shark's belly. Yeah, so what a story. Could you imagine? So, like, if your kid asked you, like, many years later, so tell me about the day I was born. Well, son, I was in the belly of a shark in space that was going back into the Earth's atmosphere, and then I gave birth to you inside a fucking shark. That's what happened, son. April's fate is ambiguous. Gilbert Gottfried makes it to... Wait. Gilbert makes it to the moon in record time? Wait, not Gilbert Gottfried. Is he in this movie, or is that the other one? Who's Gilbert? I don't even fucking know. He makes it to the moon in record time with only a jetpack. And so, fuck this movie. That's the end of my Sharknado franchise ranking. What's your franchise ranking? If you were unfortunate enough to see all these movies and can do a ranking, let me know in the comments below. Now let's move on to my reviews. Let's talk about The Wolf Garden. Alright, so, I don't know why I'm talking like this. Where's my 20? There it is. Alright, so, The Wolf Garden. This is a movie that I just randomly threw on. It's on Tubi, I believe, or at least that's where I saw it. Somewhere on Tubi. It's a very short movie from what I remember. It's about 70 minutes long or some shit. Very low budget, very indie. It's a werewolf movie, but not really. I don't remember there even being a werewolf in it. But once I find my notes on it, I'll start talking about it. A super low budget, slow burn werewolf movie with a jumbled storyline, multiple dream sequences, and rips off American Werewolf by having the ghost of werewolf victims haunt the lead character, who is played by the director slash writer, who clearly is not an actor because he can't act for shit. There's no suspense, no surprises, and no transformation sequence on screen. It's clear who the creature in the shed is early on, especially since there are only two characters in the movie. It's poorly written, and there's a phone conversation where the lead says, "I need to talk to you," and then hangs up not long after having only said incredibly vague, impossible for the other to decipher nonsense. It gives them zero, he gives them zero information and refuses to answer their questions, and it's fucking frustrating. Most of the movie is this guy walking quietly around his cottage in the surrounding woods. One thing I'll give credit to is the makeup department for the gruesome claw wound on the only victim who communicated with the lead. The other ghost victims just sat still in the woods staring at him. How scary. Fuck this movie. Terrible movie. Moving on. Do not recommend it at all. Alright, so Black Demon. Another movie I do not recommend. This one stars Josh Lucas from American Psycho. Oilman Paul Sturge's idyllic family vacation turns into a nightmare when they encounter a ferocious megalodon shark that will stop at nothing to protect its territory. Directed by the guy who did, I want to say Rambo? Yeah, the guy who's directed 3 films. This, Rambo, Last Blood, yeah, and Get the Gringo. I don't remember my thoughts on Get the Gringo, but I love Rambo Last Blood. I thought that was a good movie. Alright, so one of 2 giant shark movies to come out this summer, and this is the bad one, not the other one, which is, I'll be talking about that real soon, but that one's way more fun, knows what it is. This one, I don't know what the fuck it is. This movie takes itself too seriously with horrible dialogue that's cringy at times and barely any Meg action in it. Having a giant shark isn't enough, so they make it a demon on top of it. Yeah, the shark in this, that's why it's called Black Demon. The shark in this movie is also a demon, like god. And it can make you hallucinate, which it does only a handful of times to a couple characters. The plot is ridiculous, and the lead is so dumb and unlikable that his heroic moment of redemption sacrifice at the end does nothing for me. It opens with narration, reading on-screen text explaining what the creature is. There's a typical villainous looking like Mexican with a scar over his eye. Can we please stop doing that? Just because you're a bad guy. I mean, just because you have a scar over your eye doesn't make you bad. So, like, why does every bad guy have to look like Scarface? I get, like, the scar over the eye. Come on, let's stop it. All right? This isn't the Lion King. Let's stop it. All right. The father leaves his family behind for hours at a shady bar in a rundown city full of people who seem to hate that he's there. Good idea, bro. The daughter looks like a Spanish Imogen Poots. And alright, so yeah, he leaves them there at the bar with people who fucking hate them, don't want them there. Just like, alright, see you later. And then almost immediately the family is attacked by drunk, rapey Mexicans just to get them onto the rig. You know, this happens to get the characters onto the rig with the dad, and which is where 90% of the movie will take place, is the oil rig. And the visual effects are bad, some moments of obvious green screen. There's zero suspense, the movie drags. Conveniently placed bomb with conveniently long timer that goes off at a convenient time. So much convenience. The film's anti-oil rig message is loud and clear. So, yeah, that's all I gotta say about this movie. 3 out of 10. Screw this movie. The Meg 2. This movie was a blast. I'll just say it right now. I really enjoyed this movie much more than part 1. I did not think that was going to happen when I went into this movie. Low expectations, because part 1, I've seen it twice, felt the same both times. It's okay. It's like a 3 out of 5 movie. It's alright, but there's just not a lot that happens in it. And Jason Statham could have been played by anybody. He's not even Jason Statham in that movie. Whereas in this movie, The Meg 2, he's fucking Jason Statham. He kicks a lot of ass. This one has a lot of action, a lot more Megs in it, a lot more stuff going on from the director of A Crap in England. I mean, that's what I call it. A constipated crap in England. He made that horrible movie. Horrible to me. Boring as fuck. It's called A Field in England. And, you know, the reason why I call it what I did is because there's a scene that goes on for like 5 minutes where a guy is trying to take a constipated crap in a field in England. So yeah, I don't like that movie. But he also did a movie called Kill List, I think. And I recommend that movie. That's pretty good. It's a good cult movie. So yeah, The Meg 2, The Trench by Ben Wheatley. What else did he direct? I want to say he directed something else called Out Something. No, wait, hold on. Sightseers. Yeah, that's what it was. I recommend that too. That's a good movie. Sightseers. All right, Back for Seconds. Meg 2. Big budget summer action film, you know, popcorn flick that knows what it is, has fun. Statham gets to do what he does best, kick some ass. The sequel sets the sequel ups the action. It has a very entertaining third act that didn't underwhelm me like part one. They bring back a few characters and they are more interesting this time around. They also increase the amount of Megs, which is to be expected for a sequel, but also they throw in some more creatures. We get to see some dinosaurs in this movie, some dinosaur action. And there's one jump scare that worked on me, but the trailer ruined one of them. And there's one awesome shot inside the mouth of the shark that's like chomping down on people. That was an awesome shot. And I like the homages to Jaws and the whole series, really. I feel like there's an homage to like all the sequels. But they weren't too on the nose. They weren't so obvious. So for all I know, I thought they were homages, but they weren't. Having human antagonists as well, I think, was beneficial to the story because hunting giant fish for 2 hours is hard. You know, it's hard to keep the audience engaged. You know, unless you're Jaws, it's not going to work. So what else? They increased. Oh wait, hold on. All right, I think I read everything. So yeah, it's just a fun movie. It was a blast, especially that second half. It just gets even more crazy. Get to see Jason Statham kicking some ass. It's pretty fun. Highly recommend this movie. Underrated. I don't remember what the IMDb score was the last time I checked. It was probably like in the low fives. It's got a ridiculously low Rotten Tomatoes score. Everyone's shitting on it. Fuck the haters. This is one of the more entertaining movies of the year. It's not really a horror movie, but it's got a killer giant shark, so sort of counts. But it's mainly an action, you know, big budget family movie because it's PG-13, but that doesn't hurt the movie in any way. It's a lot of fun. Check it out. Strong recommendation from me. So that's the end of that. So that's all I gotta say. There you go. Ranking of the shitty franchise Sharknado and my reviews for Meg 2. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. And I'll see you in the next video. Adios.